All right, so this is MRA round 2 at Pikes Peak International Raceway. This is the first race of the weekend, middleweight super sport. This is Saturday morning and it's a wet track, and this is my first race in the wet ever. You can see my blue visor. I'll explain that later. It was a mistake on my end. This is not a great race, but still we'll go over it, kind of show you the highlights. Starting on the second row, got a bad start as usual. And just way too timid going into turn 1. Yeah, again, my first wet race ever. I am on wet tires, which I later got a lot of confidence in and was able to push a lot more later on towards the race, as you'll see. But since it's my first time on them, I just had no confidence. There's Jesse on the left. He's running DOT tires, so he's kind of my main rival in a lot of these classes. But I was running wet tires in the wet and slicks in the dry, and so I had a clear advantage there. So he didn't do too great this weekend results wise, but he'll be a threat at the other races for sure. If you watched my round 1 highlights, he was there, and in all of them we were going back and forth. But yeah, so I think at this point I'm in, what is that, 8th, 9th. You can see Tyrell goes down right there. Crashes on that right-hander, and so again, like, I just have no confidence. That hurt what little confidence I did have, seeing him go down, because he was on raids as well. And so I'm just like, whatever, do my best, bring it home. So this is a few laps later. The field's kind of spread out. All that smoke is from a car that caught on fire on the highway. That has nothing to do with our racing. So here I got by this red R6 for the time being, but you'll see. Oh wait, no, that's a different race. You'll see some fun action with that guy later on. Here's Alex, trying to get by him and not succeeding quite yet. So that blue visor, I put an anti-fog insert on my visor on my helmet, but I did not realize that there was a plastic film I was supposed to take off, so that film is blue. So my vision's kind of blurry. Like, I can see okay, obviously, or I wouldn't be racing, but it's a little blurrier than usual, and I just figured, oh, that's how these anti-fog inserts are. But that's not true. I'm just dumb and didn't remove the film. I did after this race, but not before it. So that's why my face is. But there I got by Alex. And so again, just kind of settled into a rhythm. Caught up to this guy here, but there was a crash on that lap, and the race got red flagged. But they went back a few laps, so I lost position to Alex and to Steven there. So I ended up, I think, 7th, all said and done. So not great, but it's fine. I brought it home with the wet conditions. I was happy with that. So this is a middleweight 2X, so it's kind of a endurance style race. This is later that afternoon, and it is a dry track, and I'm on slicks now. But still, just got a bad start. Here I'm trying to get by Dave. Took a weird line way on the outside of the track, so that was not ideal, but got by him there, and then tried to get by a couple of guys in that braking zone. There's Jesse again on his DOTs. He's on his ZX6. So got by him under braking here. And here we go. Trying to make up as much time as I can here. This is, I believe that's Mike on a Honda on a CBR. So just trying to, if you stay tight on this last corner, there's a lot of like tar snakes and paint and stuff on the right side that's all really slippery. So you try to stay really tight on that corner. You'll see later on I don't do that in the future. Got by Mike there. But trying to take different lines to get good drives out of there, and it just doesn't work. You just have to stay tight is the only really good line. There I got by Steven. Braking hard, and this is a fun corner here. Oh, my computer's going to sleep. that's a new one. Here we go. Got by Steven, and then here is, so I'm in second at this point. Steven's in third. That's Salvador in front of me in first, but he hits a false neutral right here, and so he kind of blows the corner. So I just stick it right up underneath him and carry on. So right now I'm leading the race, and this is an expert race. This isn't an amateur level race. So I'm super happy with that. Super happy with leading it for the time being. Again, foreshadowing. But here we go. Here's some lappers. So we aren't fighting for position, but it was just some interesting drama. So I stuck it in here. So I kind of blew that corner, ran wide, just wanted to make sure to give everyone enough space. And then I should have just gone underneath this guy, but I was too timid. Tried to play it safe and pass him on the outside, but then I don't know, it was just a mess. There's Salvador behind me on that R6, you can see. So I just need more confidence on starts and more confidence with lappers. Just zip by them. Don't worry about it. So there I kind of took a weird wide line to try to avoid getting close to that guy too. So it's just kind of a confidence thing is really all that it is. This is a few laps later, so I led for 4 or 5 laps, and then here comes Salvador. Right down the inside, good move there. I tried to keep it close to him, roll on the throttle, but just couldn't get quite enough drive to hang with him, and he just had incredible pace. He ended up winning a few races later on in the weekend too, so I couldn't keep up with him. I was trying my best. I was feeling good. In this race I ran a 1:05 lap was my fastest. But again, yeah, he just had more pace. Couldn't keep up with him, but I was sure trying. So that's one of my weird lines that I took there, kind of pushing towards the outside, trying to get a drive. Just didn't work. Here's Mike coming around to lap him. This is the last lap of the race, so we're not fighting for position, but it was just a cool spot to pass here, so I threw it in the video. But yeah, so I ended up getting second in that middleweight 2X. So far I have a 7th in middleweight super sport, 2nd in middleweight 2X. This is amateur GTU, so this is 600 cc's, and this is early experts and all novices are allowed in this race. I am on rain tires. This is Sunday morning, and it's, as you can see, a completely bone dry track, but it was raining that morning, and so I just made the wrong call, assuming it would be wet the whole day. So kind of paid the price here, because yeah, so I'm on rain tires. This is Tejan in front of me, I think is how you say his name. Sorry if I butchered it. But that's him in front of me. And I kind of ran wide there, just making silly mistakes, just trying to make the rain tires work and trying to get a clean first lap. But yeah, towards like halfway through the race, the rear tire just started like getting so slippery. I think it was just overheating and kind of melting. But here the camera falls off the mount. I have it tethered, so I didn't lose the camera, but the mount breaks right there. And so the rest of the footage is kind of useless. But this was amateur GTU in the morning. I ended up passing Tejan, and then he ran out of gas actually, which sucks. We've all been there. So he didn't finish. Steven, if you saw him earlier, I think he's number 67 on that blue R6. He ended up winning. He was on slicks. He made the right tire choice. It just blew by me. I just couldn't get any drive out of the corners on these wet tires in the dry. And so Steven ended up overtaking me and won. So I got second in this one. So far we're, I think, 7th in middleweight super sport, 2nd in middleweight 2X, 2nd in amateur GTU. This is amateur GTO. So there was one race in between these, which was middleweight super bike, and I got 2nd in that as well. That was right after amateur GTU. So I didn't have enough time to swap my front tire. So I had a front rain, but I put a rear slick on it because it was dry track. And so that helped out a lot. Still funky with mixed tires, but That was the best I could do. So I got second in middleweight superbike, and that's the one I don't have recorded. So this one, amateur GTO, this is all novices and early experts, and this is up to 1000cc bike. So I got a bad start. Gage is leading right now. I'm in second. This is a few laps later. Again, Gage leading. I'm in second. We had a big lead by the end of the race to third place, but I was pushing hard. This is a few laps later. Gage is in first. I'm in second. It's just just unavoidable. I was pushing my hardest to try to overtake him and get first. Here's a couple lappers. So that's Gage right in front of me, and so I figured this is the last lap of the race. We're encountering some lappers. This is my chance. I just gotta lay the power down, try to close up that gap as best as I can. So we're closing up. This is Matthew that we're lapping on his R6, and so there he kind of stood Matthew up, and then I thought I got to go for it too, so I kind of stood Matthew up. So I felt bad about that. I went and talked to him after the race, but he was cool about it. He was he's a good rider. He knew how to handle himself. But anyway, just couldn't do it on the drive out of the corner. So Gage won. I got second, and that was my last race of the weekend. So had 5 races. 3 of them were second place. 1 was third place, and 1 was 7th place. So all in all, great weekend. Scored some really good points. Super stoked for the rest of the season. It'll be a good season. So I'm leading the amateur GTU championship, second in amateur GTO, and then I'm not sure about the others. I'll have to wait till the points get updated. But anyway, yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you stick along. Feel free to subscribe if that's something you want to do, and keep up with me the rest of the season. But thanks for watching. Have a good one.